Sup guys, Mooky here, and today I'm bringing you a new What If series. This is What If Izuku was trained by Terry Bogard. This is part 0. In this part, I'm going to be talking about how Izuku would get stronger and learn from the Hungry Wolf himself, Terry Bogard, the protagonist of Fatal Fury and one of the most iconic fighting game character in history. So, with that said, let's get into this. Izuku Midoriya, age 5. Right after finding out that he's quirkless, he is soon constantly bullied by his ex-childhood best friend, Katsuki Bakugo, as he's always treated like nothing just because he's quirkless. As one day, after trying to defend another boy who was being bullied by Bakugo and his 2 lackeys, Izuku was soon laying on the ground, alone in the playground, battered and bruised by Bakugo and the other 2, with soon a muscular guy with blonde hair and a red hat and a red cap on his head basically says, "Oh, rough, ain't it?" With soon Izuku looking at him, saying, who are you, sir?" Saying, "Sorry about that. I saw that you were laying down, and I could tell you were pretty beaten and battered, so I couldn't help but ask how you were feeling, kid." With saying, I'm fine. I'm used to this kind of stuff." With saying, "Well, it's good to know, but still, you gotta defend yourself after all." With soon, the guy bringing him up basically picks up Izuku, saying, "Up and at him, little guy." With saying, soon another kid saying, "Hey, Terry, are you done? What are you doing? Don't we have to go and meet with Andy?" With saying, we'll be ready to go in a bit, Rock." Just saying, "Come on, kid. What's your name?" Saying, Izuku Midoriya." "Well, nice to meet you, Izuku. The name's Terry Bogard. Tell me, would you like to get stronger?" As saying, "Get stronger? How? I don't have a quirk, and I really want to be a hero one day." Saying, "So you're one of those people that want to dream of becoming a hero? That makes sense, given today's society. So, how about this? I train you for a while, and when I come and visit here in Japan and come to Masafu, I'll still continue training you." Saying, "Wait, you would do that for me?" Saying, "Of course. Why the hell not?" After hearing this, Rock saying, "Seriously, you want to train this kid? But I can't blame you. If you want to help him out, I'm willing to help out too, Terry." With Izuku saying, "The name's Rock Howard. And this big dork of an oaf is my somewhat adopted father in a way." As Terry saying, "Come on, is that any way to treat your old man?" With Rock basically saying, "Well, start acting a lot more mature, Terry, and I would actually take you more seriously. And I'm actually 7 and I'm more mature than you." With soon, Izuku couldn't help but laugh at this. With soon, Terry and Rock also laughing too. After this, Terry met with Inko and asked if he could train Izuku, at least for a little while, and would come back to Masafu anytime he gets to see his brother Andy, of course. With that, Inko was hesitant at first to let a stranger basically train her son out of nowhere, but Izuku really wanted to. He wanted to find some way to get stronger. Even if he was quirkless, he didn't want to give up on a dream of becoming a hero so badly. With that, Inko couldn't help but let her son become trained by Terry. Soon, a couple days later, Izuku began being trained by Terry and Rock, with Terry training Izuku in his own variation of the Hakkyokususeiken, which Which, yes, Izuku will learn how to channel his ki just like Terry and Rock and everyone else. So yeah, in case you guys were wondering. However, Izuku didn't, learn how to manipulate his ki just yet. But during this time, he still is able to at least try to just learn just basic, strength training, physical training, and also learning how to mimic and do Terry's fighting style and movesets as always. With that, it was already at least 1 year as Terry and Rock began heading back to Southtown as usual, with Izuku actually saddened at having to see his master and his friend Rock already leave so soon, but with Terry basically saying that he'll come back another time and he will continue training Izuku. With that, Izuku made sure that Terry promised. With soon after, a couple months have passed, Izuku continued his training. However, he was soon visited by a certain unknown guest, and that being Andy, as Andy wanted to basically keep a promise to Terry that he would look after and also help Izuku train as well to get stronger before when Terry arrives back in Japan one day. With soon, Izuku began learning Andy's fighting style, being the Shiranui Ryu ninjitsu fighting style, and also his own variation, and mixing in with his own variation of the Hakkyokususeiken as well. With training with Andy, Izuku's physical speed is basically off the charts from a normal person, if anything. And not only that, Andy was able to help Izuku channel his, internal energy, being his ki, a lot more easier, but mostly focused around his body instead of releasing it out, like how Terry does, unfortunately. Not only that, Mai also look after Izuku as well, but she more like baby Izuku, actually. She was quite overprotected of the green-haired kid after all. And not only that, even forced Izuku to call her big sis after all. Not only that, he also met with Ojiro, who also whose parents were kind of close with the Shiranui clan as well. So Ojiro began learning from them, and mostly from Andy and Mai. However, Izuku got to know the quirk tail user a lot more earlier than he would in canon. With a couple months have passed, Izuku meets up with Terry once again as he comes to Masafu to train Izuku. With this, Izuku is a lot more stronger now. Hell, even begins sparring with Rock on that of a daily basis as well, as originally he couldn't barely even keep up. With soon now, Terry began teaching Izuku how to manipulate his ki as for an external way, as he began teaching him the burn knuckle and also the power wave. And Izuku was at least around, 8 years old when he started manipulating his ki a lot more easier now. With Terry actually surprised seeing Izuku, was able to speed up his training this fast. As he knows that, yes, Andy was training him and helping him out, but it was only for a short couple of months or so. He didn't expect Izuku to improve this quickly in the span of only 3 months, where it took an entire year for Izuku to even get down a couple bit of his, martial arts training. As Terry asked Izuku how has he gotten this strong, with Izuku saying that he wants to become strong, just like Terry, as he began, wanting to get information about who Terry is, as he found out that he is the Hungry Wolf, the 2-time champion of the King of Fighters tournament. As he also found out that he took place during other, King of Fighters tournaments as well, even though he didn't win any of them though. And he wants to live up being his student by becoming stronger. With that, Terry couldn't help but feel proud of Izuku, as he wants to also help Izuku out even more than before, and decides to stay in Masafu a lot more longer than just for at least, well, in a year actually. With more years going by, Izuku is now 12 years old, with many people noticing Izuku is a lot more stronger, a lot more, well, bigger, and even, well, a lot more confident than he was originally a couple years back. Even Bakugo began taking notice of this and wonders on how Izuku has become this confident, even though he's still quirkless. As their day at school finally ends, Bakugo tried to confront Izuku with his lackeys, as Izuku basically asks Bakugo what's up, with Bakugo asking, "How the hell are you so damn confident? What are you doing, actually?" Saying, What? I'm just confident. What else is there?" With Soon saying, "Don't play dumb, Deku. What the hell are you trying to do? Are you still trying to think of becoming a hero, even though you're useless?" With Izuku saying, "Well, maybe, but who can say?" As Izuku soon walked off, with Bakugo saying, "Don't ignore me, you damn quirkless nerd!" As he tries catching up with Izuku and was about to place his hand on him. Izuku was about to catch Bakugo's hand, but somebody already caught it for Izuku, as it being an older version of Rock, saying, "Is this guy bothering you, Izuku?" Or saying, "Nah, that's one of my classmates asking about my well-being and all. You don't have to worry about nothing, Rock." Saying, "If you say so." As Bakugo saying, "Let go of me," saying, "Well, I can't really say. I would let go of you if you didn't have such an annoying personality and trying to mess with my somewhat of a little brother figure. So, if you don't mind, keep away from Izuku, and I'll keep away from you. Is that sound fair?" With soon, Rock basically letting go of Bakugo as he stumbles back, with his two lackeys actually catching him. With that, Izuku saying, "So, what's Terry having to plan for me today, Rock?" Saying, "Nothing major, just the usual training. You really need to start working on your own moves." I know. As Bakugo gets annoyed, wondering on who the hell is Rock. With Izuku began getting a lot more stronger and began sparring with Terry on the regular. But Terry is holding back, so as usual. As they finish sparring, Terry basically asks if the two want to tag along to the next KOF tournament. With Izuku asking, "Really? You're actually letting me tag along?" With soon Terry tossing a black hat, basically saying in the front, "Fatal Fury" on it, saying, "Go, sure, and call that. And since you're going to be representing me on the stand, it only makes sense you want to be wearing that, right?" With soon he's saying, "Yeah, I will." With that, Terry also begins saying, "I already got your mom's permission, so starting next week, we're going to be traveling the world, as my team and I are going to be faced against strong opponents." As Izuku saying, "Man, I can't wait to see you, Andy, and Joe kick some butt again." With soon Terry saying, "Actually, Andy won't be taking part. He said he wanted to focus more on Mashiro's, training than usual." Saying, "Really? That sucks. So, who's your replacement?" "Oh, an old friend from Southtown. His name is Tenzu, and he kind of wears a bird mask. He's kind of a luchador in a way." With Izuku saying, "Cool." With Izuku, in case you guys didn't know, Izuku is a huge fighting nerd fan as well, thanks to Terry, and is a huge fan of all the fighters within King of Fighters as well. So yeah, as just as usual, Terry, Joe, and Tenzu also go to fight, defeating all their opponents, just like they would in KFF 11, I presume. It's been a while since each game, after all. With soon Terry and his team actually winning the tournament and being able to win it. As from a mere glimpse of the stadium and the spectators, as Izuku looks around, he believes he saw both Andy and Ojiro in the stands. As he looks at his eyes, thinking that he may have saw things. With that, soon a breeze of wind begins coming around all of them, as one actually takes off, Izuku's hat. After this, Izuku couldn't let that happen and rushes to go after his hats, with Terry screaming out, "Izuku, what are you going? I'll be back. I just need to get my hat back." As he rushes through the crowd trying to get his hat from his master, of course. As he finally catches up with it, it soon lands in the hands of a girl with blonde hair. And she looks like she's the same age as Izuku, with Izuku saying, "Thank you for catching that. I appreciate it." With her saying, "No problems." With her seeing Fatal Fury? Are you a fan of Terry's team too? It's saying, "Terry, a fan too?" Well, actually, yeah. I'm one of Terry's biggest fans, actually. Mostly since he is my master, after all. With the girl saying, "Really? That is so lucky. I wish I was Terry's student as well." With Izuku saying, "Well, who knows? Maybe I should introduce you to him. He's actually a really awesome guy and really polite to talk to. It's actually thanks to him I've actually grown out of my shell. And not just because I've learned how to fight because of him, even though I'm quirkless." With her saying, "You're quirkless too?" Is saying, "So, I guess there are more people who are quirkless, even though the percentage is pretty short. I'm one of Terry's biggest fans, and finding out that he was quirkless and still able to do that awesome stuff, I want to become just like him. That's why I strive to be just like him, a hungry wolf." With Izuku saying, "I know the feeling too." With soon him saying, "You know what? Why don't you keep that hat?" With her asking, "Wait, you sure?" Is saying, "Yeah, I don't mind. And besides, call it as, you striving to be just like Terry, like I am." As she's surprised hearing this, she's saying, "Okay then, I will wear it. But I want to also wear it when I fight you one day." Saying, "Really? Well, I look forward to it." As Izuku gives off a comforting smile, with soon the girl began blushing. With then, a boy screams out, "Izuku! Hey, Izuku!" With Izuku recognizing the voice being Rock, saying, "Sorry, I gotta go. I must be wearing Terry and Rock." As he soon runs off, she's saying, "Wait, but what's your name?" As he says, "Izuku Midoriya. Yours?" As she says, "My name is Alice Nakata." As Izuku saying, "Well, it's nice to meet you, Alice. I hope to see you again, probably in the next KOF tournament." As soon he runs back into the crowd to meet with Rock and Terry. With soon, Alice couldn't help but clench onto the hat, with her wanting to see Izuku not just as a rival, but also begins developing a crush on the green-haired kid as well. As the years go by and multiple tournaments go by as well, Izuku began getting stronger, becoming 10 times more stronger. At the age of 13, he began developing his own special moves using the Hakkyokususeiken and his ki, as he still has Terry's Burn Knuckle, Power Wave, Buster Wolf, and Rising Tackle as well. However, he developed his own 4 of his own special moves, being his Sky Wolf, as he does a Rising Tackle into the air and then coming down with then bringing down a powerful wave of ki onto his opponent that he was attacking. He also learns a move called the Hurricane Wave, where he basically creates a roundhouse kick of ki from his legs, which the wave becomes as sharp as a blade, can even cut through the, well, hardest of materials. His third move being the Savage Barrage, as he begins moving faster than light, basically punching and kicking his opponent so much that he soon puts his hands together, unleashing a blast of his ki. And last but not least, his special move being the Grand Slam Kick, as he stores up almost all of his ki within his legs as he jumps into the air, creating a giant power wave from his legs that can destroy an entire building with one strike. As he mostly uses this as a last resort if he needs to. With that, Izuku has now mastered the Hakkyokususeiken alongside the Shiranui Ryu ninjitsu as well. With now we reaching the main timeline of My Hero Academia, and Izuku is now 14 years old, beginning his last year within junior high. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Hope you enjoyed it. Also, if you guys heard some things in the background, that mostly being the rain, because I did some of this recording during the rain. Sorry guys. Also, I know that there's probably some inconsistencies. I did try to condense the entire early half of the KOF tournament into a short video. I'm really, really sorry. Not only that, I know that KOF 15 hasn't come out, so I may add that into the story sometime in the future for future parts. So yeah, look forward to that, guys. Anyway, please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I would love to read them. Also, like and subscribe, which helps the channel a lot. And also check out my Discord and my gaming channel if you guys have any questions, or if you want to see me play a couple of games and just relax. Well, with all that said, this is Mooky, signing out. Later, guys.